so many things happening. You know, he did this and he did that, and then it's over. Then he's out of the room. You have to be able to figure out what are those key moments. My focus is on Diddy.
Yeah, right.
Right, because that's what everybody's asking me about, or what is Diddy doing, right? So,
well, no one can see it, so you're the eyes and ears.
Exactly. So I have that responsibility. My name's Elizabeth Williams. I am a courtroom illustrator. He's so larger than life. You're focused on him, look at him, his family, and then you've got witnesses. I mean, my goodness. And like, just look at all these lawyers. Yeah. It's like, this isn't even all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just think about that. I mean, most people, okay, if I just pull out a picture from another trial, here's a classic defense, right? 2 lawyers. Even Trump. 1, 2, 3 lawyers. 3 lawyers. 3 lawyers for Trump, 8 lawyers for Diddy. I live in New York, and I've been doing this drawing people and things and fashion and crime since 1980. And still do fashion, but whatever. Not so much anymore. Crime pays, folks. Crime pays, not fashion. Oh well. Damn it.
So you usually start with the head when you're drawing somebody?
Yeah, I think the head, or sometimes the eyes. Especially like with Diddy, when he had that note, and you know they were like gathering around him. I mean, everybody thought, oh boy, Diddy's going down. Well, they did get a conviction. During Diddy's verdict, it's like drawing like a person falling out of a window because he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing, you know, I mean, the audience is doing something, and also you have time constraints. So you got to figure out what will be important to news editors. Right now, I work primarily for the AP, CNBC, and sometimes TMZ. They're rolling deadlines, but they want it as soon as possible. More often than not, you know, you'll send something out and you'll be upset because, gee, I could have worked on that some more. But also, if you sit there and fiddle around with a picture forever, it's never going to see the light of day. And then people will be bugged because, like, where's the AP pictures? Yesterday I did 7, sent out 7, because there was so much going on. I mean, there was the verdict and all those reactions, and then there was when he got the bail hearing and he didn't get bail, he turned to me. I mean, I saw this face. He was so shocked. And I've drawn his face so much, so it was easy to kind of go like, okay, oh my God, you know, and he was relatively close to me. So I mean, that was what he looked like. He couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You know, I feel a big sense of responsibility because of that, because I'm really trying to inform people of what happened in the courtroom, you know. So I want them to see it like I saw it, you know. I mean, I want them to get a sense of being there, you know. I mean, and I've always felt this way. I mean, when you look at this drawing, this is from the Pizza Connection case in 1985. This was done for NBC News. But, you know, I want to give people a sense of, you're sitting in the courtroom with me, and you get a sense of where you are in space in that drawing, right? I mean, it's the same thing with all of them.
So what would you say your go-to materials are that you would take for like a quick courtroom sketch?
A brush pen has 2 sides. Sometimes you want this thick line for really fast, and then sometimes you want the thinner line. I'll never take these colors to court. I don't need those colors. I mean, all right, Mangione with the orange. I have some orange now. I have been caught flat-footed without orange. I admit it. Some of these, like, basically they're big crayons. Okay, they're big high-end crayons. They're oil-based. This is called a water brush, and it works really well. The difference too, I should say, between the way I approach it and the way other artists in the East Coast approach it. I have a line-based approach, okay? Mine's all line. And then I put in the color, right? The line is the foundation of it, right? Pastel artists who are primarily portrait artists, all right? They're dealing with shade form in a different way, and they're building it up in a completely different way. That is the structure of their picture. The structure of my picture is based on this line here, see? And then see, I don't like the way that looks, so I'm just gonna take that out. I'm gonna cover that up with my handy dandy white oil pastel. See? West Coast. That's how I was brought up. West Coast. No East Coast. No pastel.
That's the main difference.
We don't. Well, it's also the way you approach it. You approach it with line. You're sitting just like Charles Manson. This is very interesting. Yeah, you and Charlie. Yeah, see, arms folded.
You're smudging with your finger.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just it's easier than like using a brush, or is there any specific reason?
And then also if you're using a brush, you can start to lose control of it. Mm-hmm. You know, and white's a funny color. White, actually, to do white right really takes a long time, because white isn't really white. As I learned in art school, it's really all relative. So it's not really white.
How would you describe the tone of the trial, compared to other trials?
It was pretty intense. I mean, it was pretty intense. The schedule and the type of testimony, it was, well, a lot of them were unsettling, but he would hand them Post-its and read things, and also would keep his eye on the jury. I mean, he was, as I said, like this, even though it's the one that shows his clothing, but you know, he's over here, he's watching his lawyer, he's watching the jury. I mean, and also, but you look at Mangione. I mean, Mangione's doing the same thing, right? Mangione is reading, this is him reading the indictment, okay? A lot of them don't do that. I sort of remember parts of Cassie's testimony. I just remember that when she passed him, I thought that was such a juxtaposition. I managed to get her, as she walked off the stand, she passed him as he's standing up, and the two of them, and they just literally like ships in the night. I got that drawing. I got a lot of play, because that was like, now you're worlds apart. Here you were, this 10-year-long relationship, it's extraordinarily intimate, and now you might as well be on another planet. Like, this is the Thinking Out Loud Ed Sheeran copyright trial, and his guitar, and he actually played a few lines for the jury. Martha Stewart. So Martha had all these bodyguards because she was out on bail. Older men that Martha wanted to be around. R. Kelly, verdict, because it's sort of hard to get his expression because he's wearing a mask, but he was found guilty. We couldn't really see R. Kelly because R. Kelly was all done from an overflow feed because it was the middle of the pandemic. Diddy was, he was easy to draw, and so was Trump. They don't care. They've got bigger fish to fry. The only time I ever really had a problem was with the Trump drawing, and that was because he was a little upset, and I drew him that way. But I got his hands. Let me see if I can find this picture here. I got the hands, the accordion hands. That's how he talks. Yeah. The accordion hands. He was on the stand, and he looks upset. The news business has changed, and it's a totally different business now than it was when I started. It was the big three, NBC, CBS, and ABC, and they had all the advertising dollars, and they used to fly us all over the place. I'll never forget. At any rate, those days are gone. it's just a different business entirely because of social media and the dilution of news. The ones who started 10, 15 years before me, boy, they had a great run. Plus they were paid a lot. And then there were people on contracts. I mean, it was so different than today.
What about the next generation of schedulers?
I don't know. You know, it's a hard job and it doesn't pay a lot and it doesn't have regular hours. So I don't know what they're going to do. Individuals must be as pictured as they were in the courtroom. I mean, you know, you just can't make stuff up. But that's the way I was taught when I started out in LA. That's how they did it. It's how everybody did it. Drew it the way it was, not something convenient.
Yeah, make it easier or makes it composed better. It has to be.
Yeah, wouldn't I have loved this to be different? Boy, I sure would have. I hated this. It was so. This was so nice because I could draw them this way, and they were like looked like this. That was so nice.
You have so much experience being in trials. As you sit through them, are you ever able to predict the outcome?
No, I kind of thought it was going to be a little hard with Diddy to prove Rico.
You're surprised at how fast they turned around.
Yeah, I was. I was surprised at how fast they turned around and it was an acquittal.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Because that's what happened. Like when they came to him and they said, there's this note. What was this? Yeah,
Sounded like
a fast note. I mean, they're all like freaking out, you know? I mean, they're grabbing each other, holding each other. They're freaking out. You're sitting there and you're like, okay. You know, I'm sure he's bracing for the worst, you know, and you're sitting there going, okay, this is gonna be, you know, and like, what's the family gonna do? And I have to be prepared and all this, and then boom, not guilty. Boom, not guilty. The falling down on the chair, the praying when the jury walked out, all that occurred after the fact, because now he's really sort of coming to terms with what just occurred. Now this, on the other hand, was the shock sketch. That was immediate. And I must have had the same face because I was like, he didn't show a lot of his emotions. I mean, that was really the most emotion I'd seen him. Now, maybe that was also intentional for the jury because you sort of hear about this guy's temper and his mercurial nature, and I would take the binoculars sometimes and try to study and see what he's doing, and I never saw a tear come out of his eyes. I mean, I saw him do this sometimes. He would do this, you know, rub his eyes, but he never kind of broke down. I think the violence and stuff, I think it did seem to bother him, the violence. He had his hand in his head. I think he felt bad about that, you know. The sexual stuff, I don't know. I don't know. Well, he's going to get something, and the judge seems to be pretty serious about it. You see, but I mean, still, he could have been going to prison for the rest of his life. So, I mean, boy. This whole experience being a courtroom artist and covering these cases has really given me a great sense of history and the importance of doing the job right.